This Champions League Matchday 7 picks edition of the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Kalshi. Make real money predicting sports. Kalshi is available in all 50 states and you get $20 free with the promo code SGPN. That's Kalshi, promo code SGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the Premier League Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Monday, January the 19th. Yeah, we are here to have a look around a tricky weekend of Premier League fixtures, which finished about 10 minutes ago, only as good as your last pick, etc. Before we get stuck back into the Champions League's back for, it's been ages, hasn't it? So Matchday 7 takes place over Tuesday, Wednesday. Joining me is Mr. Barry Pernaluna. Bazza, what's happening?
Not a lot. I got a little bit distracted there whilst we had the countdown. I forgot I had to press a button to get rid of the countdown. I was too busy with the chat. There was lots of chat.
There is a lot of chat.
Kind of straight in there, bigging you up for the bet of the season.
Well, don't worry. I want to come to that in a bit, Barry. We're gonna have to shit sandwich this. So part of the bread is one of the picks. So yeah, there were some winners. You just start. It was a bit like a fucking cryptic crossword. You've just got to, you've got to do some of the work yourself. If you're a SGPN Premier League Gambling Podcast completist and you went and found some of the crumbs, followed the trail like Hansel and Gretel, you'll have found a winner. We're not just making it easy for you. I mean, it's just been a fucking nuts weekend in parts. Tons of storylines to get to. But really incredibly tricky weekend of picks. I think if there was any winners out there, I'd be surprised. There was one odds-on favourite one in the Premier League, Chelsea. And Chelsea should have got beat. There was seven.
Want to be the only ones who struggled, Malcolm.
No, this is my point. There's no winners. If there's any winners in the chat, I don't know how you did it or what you would have had to put together to put a little winning acket together on Saturday. There was 8 under 2.5s, which is very much against the grain. There was 4 both teams to score out of 10. The only other winning favourite other than Brighton was Leeds, who were fortunate and screwed us in the last minute. I messaged you we've talked about this before, and I know it's the gambler's fallacy. Oh, it's not even the gambler's fallacy. It's like a fucking browbeaten football supporter's fallacy. I messaged you at about 3:30 on Saturday afternoon, and I just said, Baz, the weekend's fucked already, because Man City had been on, so the bet was down. We took Man City, which in hindsight looks like a fucking terrible bet. And Man United won. So 2 things that I don't enjoy, losing and Man United winning. So that had gone. Then by 3:30, I was watching Chelsea-Brentford. My pick was Brentford over plus half a goal in the first half. Brentford battered them. Missed 3 glorious opportunities. Chelsea have 1 shot on target. Really tight VAR offside. Gets given. And at half-time, it's 1-0 Chelsea. In the meantime, I've got both teams to score in Sunderland Palace. Palace scored 1-0 up, which wasn't terrible for the goals, but it meant Sunderland were getting beat, so I was happy. No sooner had I confirmed my happiness than Sunderland equalised, so I was back to square one in terms of the Sunderland getting beat portion of it, and the bet had then lost. Games I was looking for goals were all 0-0 and vice versa, and I just thought, you know what, this is going to pot. And it did, so... Yeah, and then it continued Arsenal, Newcastle, Aston Villa. The way I summed it up, Baz, was that the good handicaps and the good picks lost. That Brentford pick was a fucking great pick. Got beat. The Fulham one wasn't a bad handicap. Fulham double chance, whatever. got beat. So the good ones lost, and then the bad ones lost. So everyone lost. Finished off tonight with a winner. We got the draw, another big price draw. I mean, as an example, we've already had. We'll say hello to the chat in a minute. Someone was talking. I think it was Fef about his survivor pool or whatever. As an example, Barry runs a little last man.
This shows you how bad it is. I mean, I run a last man standing competition. All you have to do is pick one team to win from all of the Premier League fixtures. You pick one team to win. Once you've used that team, you can't use them again. This was week 1, the very first week, because the competition had rolled over. 110 entries, and not a single person picked a winner.
That's phenomenal, isn't it?
My Survivor competition has ran for 6 or 7 years, and probably the shortest competition we've ever had is about 6 weeks, maybe. The average is probably 10, 11 weeks. This week, 1 week, everyone out, gone. Like, fucking gone. Never, ever been seen before. So that shows you how hard it was. I think we had 70 people on Liverpool. Everyone else was Arsenal, Newcastle, Villa, Spurs.
Yeah.
Just everybody who didn't win. Surprised.
So, I mean,
it's a little surprised that someone didn't take Chelsea or Leeds. Just, someone trying to be a little bit different to the crowd. But yeah, unheard of. Everybody out of my last man standing.
So it was a rollover. Saturday was day 1 of the double rollover. So that's 20 quid that I didn't send you. And now I'm going to have to not send you another 20 quid. So that's 40 quid you're not getting the fucking help, Barry.
You need to start sending me some money. I've got a fucking £1,500 pot to pay out at the end of this.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Right, from the bottom up, Joe Bamber. Right, Joe, not seen Joe for ages. Welcome along, Joe. Fefwef is here. Joe Dollar. Welcome along, Joe. Steve Gregory. Everyone's talking about the one leg that let them down. But even that's a result. If you got one leg away from winning something. Callum is in the chat. Who else is here? Bob D. Welcome, Bob. Connor Mack. We get to Connor in a minute. Enjoying you. Matty Ferris, Fatty Merris, etc. is here as well. And I think that might be... Oh, Kev Matthews is here. The top up, the schmoo. How you doing? Kev Matthews, who... you might remember, looked after a man's glasses while he bought biscuits from the Aldi across the street in probably one of the top 5 greatest tales of all time. So we had a birthday, didn't we, yesterday, Baz, in the family? A 16th birthday, notoriously tricky, I would suggest. I don't know if you're aware, Baz, but teenage girls can be quite difficult. But, Barry, whisper it quietly, it was a success because she can sometimes get so excited that it can only be a letdown. Like she'll say to me, like last July, Dad, it's only 204 days till my birthday. I think, no, fuck off, will you? Like, leave it out. It's fucking the middle of May. And she gets so up for it that she's coming from, so and so, this ruined my birthday, this teacher ruined my birthday, these boys ruined my birthday, the weather's ruined. But we had none of that yesterday, so fingers the presents were fine. The thing, we went out to went to Manjaro's, Barry. Everyone loves a Manjaro's, don't they? I had a full chicken hotshot parmesan, brought home more food than I consumed. But get this, so the main upshot of Manjaro's was me mother, right, got a pizza, but put the crusts in a handbag because she said she thinks it's rude to not eat the crusts of the pizza. So she's brought the crusts out just loose in a handbag. And I think, like, just bargain mad mother things to do. So yeah, loose handbag crusts. That was that. So yeah, that was my weekend where that went. Baz, anything to report?
That was the dead woman's cake.
Didn't get eaten. If you've been to Manjaro's, Barry, there is no room for cake. So cake from beyond the grave is gone in the freezer of all places, which is a nice place for it to go. But the birthday card, Betty was like, Betty was scared to open the card. I don't know what she thought was going to happen. Like some sort of Beetlejuice shit was going on. But the card got opened. It's just over there. But the cake from beyond the grave is back in the in the freezer. It's
I got out for a meal as well at the weekend. Me and Helen went out. Sophie was having a sleepover with a friend, and Chloe was at a gig with a friend. So we had a night to ourselves Saturday. So went to a place down the road for some food and had a nice night. It was good.
Excellent. I think everyone wants to talk about AFCON, Baz. We did an AFCON preview, Barry. We might have mentioned in that. I mean, it's not a secret. AFCON has occasion to be quite chaotic from time to time, Barry. Fucking hell. See, and I missed a lot of it last night. I was in the bath as per. So I put the NFL on. We had a little bet, didn't we? So I put the NFL on, watching the NFL. And then I put my live score notifications, and it just said suspended. And sometimes that happens a lot in the Club World Cup when we had the 5-hour thunderstorms. And it has rained a lot in Morocco in this tournament. So I thought maybe thunderstorm. And then you messaged me and said, have you got this on? And I put it on. It's holy shit, Barry. I mean, I'm not going to explain. If anyone hasn't seen it, me trying to explain some of the things that happened
isn't going
to justify it. Yeah. Go and seek it out yourself. Anyone else explaining it to you won't do it justice. Go and seek it out yourself. It was fucking wild. People, Brahim Diaz is a candidate for the tit list, possibly. We've got the conspiracy theories about whether he missed that on purpose. He certainly didn't react like he'd missed it on purpose. I think the grounding of that was the Senegal players didn't react to him missing. They didn't go nuts. But the more you look at it today, like the videos of the substitute goalkeeper fighting for ball boys while the game's going on, you can see Edward Mendy's the play must be 30 yards from goal. He's side to side ready to save a shot. And the sub goalie is literally grappling on the floor with 4 Moroccan teenagers who were trying to nick his towel. And then the substitute, why was he there? The Moroccan substitute stood behind the goal with his arms folded like a bouncer. This is a grown-ass bloke who plays for PSV. Aren't Newcastle playing PSV this week?
Yeah.
Well, I'll fucking speak to him on Wednesday. I'll go and seek him out. So on the other side of the pitch to the dugout, I don't know what he's there just trying to get the towel off the goal. The whole thing was just fucking baffling. The military police are kicking shit out the fans behind the goal while the game's going on. It was nuts. And I can't decide if I loved it or hated of it. It's a Netflix documentary waiting for it to actually. The only thing that did the bit of casual racism that everyone's going, it's AFCON, it reflects badly on African football and this, that, and the other. If you remember the last Euro final, by the way, 50,000 people kicked the shit indoors down at Wembley Stadium in order to get in that. And at the last Champions League final, a similar thing happened, and loads of fans got beaten up, set on fire, or left to drown in a ditch, etc. So let's not pretend that it was something unique to that. But it was just one of the most baffling things. The Panenka, everything, the disallowed goal was ridiculous. The penalty award was ridiculous. That referee's got previous. I can't. It was fucking wild, Barry. Absolutely incredible.
It was wild. I laughed my fucking tits off at it. And it was just a continuation of my shit weekend of picks because I did pick Morocco.
You went Morocco
as my outright pick. So I knew he was going to miss.
Lucky Baz.
How the weekend had gone, I knew he was going to miss that. It wasn't a chance. He was going to score. I just don't think a team should be able to walk off the pitch for 20 minutes and come back and be the winners of anything. That should disqualify you. You can't do that.
No, you're right. You can't.
We've talked before about, or you hear people talk about a penalty taker having to wait. They've got in his head. He's iced him.
Do it in the NFL, don't they? Take it. Will ice the kicker.
Yeah, I mean they've made him wait 20 minutes to think about how to take that Panenka. I just think you're being rewarded for behaving like a bunch of fucking children. It's ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. We've got a big penalty kick coming up in about 20 minutes or so on this show. Barry, any thoughts of Panenka in that?
On in the chat said, I hope Baz doesn't Panenka this one.
Panenka this and kick off. Oh man, it was fucking brilliant. I think, I can't have to listen back, but I must have bigged up Senegal to do something. Because I've been all over them. I've had every round of international games and we took them to pick England. Sue's put... Simmers gave me a £20 free bet for my birthday, didn't he? Which I stuck on Senegal to win the World Cup, in fact. So, I was there and thereabouts. And that leads us on. So there were some winners. And Fiorentina, Barry. I'm Italian football expert. I don't know if you know this, everyone. I'm quite the Italian aficionado. And watched Fiorentina last week against Milan and said they would be great and they would win. And they were 3-1 at Bologna and pissed up. I think they won 2-1, actually. They were 2-1 up. 2-0 up late on. So Fiorentina got it done. And then the other thing, Barry, I think more than individual picks, I really think we're systems guys here. Do you know what I mean? We put people onto a system, but draws. 4 draws. How many units back, Baz, this week? I've just written it down because 18.8 units.
You know what the most annoying thing about that is, Malcolm? For the first time all season, I picked a couple of draws.
Oh, did you miss them all?
I didn't hit one of the 4. I mean, again, just another side of how shit the weekend was, because I had Sunderland Palace to draw, and that was 1-1 for quite a while. 70 minutes Sunderland score. And the other one was fucking Spurs, wasn't it? Spurs West Ham to draw. What time was that goal? West Ham picked the winner in 93rd minute, literally like last kick of the game, pretty much.
Yeah.
Took a draw out of my hand. So yeah, I took a couple of draws, but I didn't take any of the ones that actually came in a draw.
Callum's asking how Data Dave got on. Well, he's a winner, isn't he? Data Dave. Chelsea on the money line. I wasn't sure about his price. To be fair, I heard someone telling me they went off at 5-6 Chelsea, which I'm not sure is accurate. I mean, 7-10. I thought was a generous price anyway. I allowed Data Dave to take it. But I think they had a bit of flu in the camp, Chelsea, and they drifted a little bit out to 5-6. But I mean, they were lucky winners. Like Brentford missed some incredible chances. Sharda, in particular, squared one when he should have just had a shot. But I haven't added it up. But I think, didn't we, the last 3 weeks, we were something like 39 units on the draws. And then you can add another 8.8 units of profit. You're probably 500 quid up, like if you backed every draw in the last 4 game weeks, 480 quid or something wild like that. So yeah, absolutely nuts. I better read some of this other shit out. Hang on, Baz, before we get into it. What does this say? New year, new gear. Well, this is the one where the word news in far too many times. Count the news. New year, new gear. The SGPN merch store has a bunch of new items for the new year. And right now, get 10% off everything. Promo code is 2026. Here's an item I like. Yeah, buy a nice jumper. AVO. Make more money betting sports with AVO, the best sports betting tool that helps you make a profit every time you decide to place bets. Do this by spotting arbitrage and plus EV opportunities that will lock in a profit. Dashboard is really clean. It's super easy to understand and use. Sign up, pick the sportsbook you use, and let AVO tell you how much to bet to guarantee a profit. There's a free Discord as well at AVO Official. Get started now at avo.bet. Use the promo code SGPN for $18 off. avo.bet, promo code SGPN for $18 off. And Kalshi, real money prediction market, legal in all 50 states, NFL, college football, basketball, loads of Maverick markets on there too. So at Kalshi, you can trade anything. New Kalshi customers get $20. Use the promo code SGPN. That's KALSHI, promo code SGPN. Conor Mack got Fiorentina at 9-2. What a bloody guy. I catch us, Baz, the weekend. Man City, the game to start with, and really focus on Man United. I've got no notes on the match particularly, other than that Man United absolutely stuffed them. And all I could think about while I was watching them stuff them was this is exactly what Newcastle should have done to them on Wednesday night. Because that's what we used to do to fucking teams. And then you think, so it was the same centre-back pairing of Kusanov and Aline is the kid's name. And man, you fucking hell, rapier-like, put them to the sword, tore them asunder for 35 minutes. And like, we got excited because Wissa had one half chance, like early on. That is what they did what we should have done. And as far as Carrick and whoever else was concerned, what they did was put the good players on the pitch in the right positions and tell them to run about like fuck. And who knew, Barry, that sometimes that's enough to win you a game of football? Like, Man City were incredibly flaky. Luckily, they can drop another gazillion quid on Gahey. By the way, it's Gahey. He can play the second leg of the League Cup, can't he? After everyone went mental. That's really funny, Barry.
Yeah, we got the signed Semenyo just in time to play us. We've now signed Gahey just in time to play us. Neither of whom could have played against us last year by those rules. And do you realise there's a Champions League game this week for Man City? Gahey and Semenyo, cup tied, can't play.
Oh, because they played for Palace in the dog shit cup.
Yeah, so they're not allowed. It's not cup tied as such. I think it's just they're not registered for the group stage.
Yeah,
it's a similar sort of.
Garrett, we'd be backing Gahey to score against Newcastle in that second leg, Barry.
Yeah.
Unbelievable bet. So I would put Man United up as a team to follow, like Fiorentina, like Fulham. I sometimes like it. No, I think because, Baz, that front line looks really good. With Mbeumo back, Ahmad back from Africa. Bruno. Dogu, I don't think's top class, but he's in good form. He's doing well, Dogu.
They seem to have the false dawn every few weeks. They'll win a game and everybody thinks they're back and suddenly we're playing the Man United way. What the fuck's that all about? Fucking playing.
But they have these players back, and he put Mainu back in. Do you know what? How many? Why is he allowing Ugarte or whatever the armor around?
Back.
Sorry,
I still don't think they've got much at the back. I'm fucking
maybe.
How did Dalot not get sent off as well? By the way,
I wasn't bothered one way or the other by it.
Fucking send one off.
Every VAR decision the weekend was just dog shit, whether it was in Africa or anywhere else.
I've said, I can tell you what.
The only thing
on my tits, right, with that one, I was reading this fucking report in like one of the newspapers today, and it was an ex-referee saying, if whoever was referee, I can't even remember who was refereeing it now. If he was refereeing that in the Champions League, he would have sent him off because the Champions League interpretation of that dangerous fucking play is different. So in the Premier League, we allow that, but in the Champions League, they wouldn't. So when did we get to the point where the fucking rules are
different rules, different competitions? Yeah.
And I heard tonight, I was listening to the radio. I was in the bath listening to the radio, and Bournemouth get that penalty. And Danny Murphy says, it's definitely a penalty. Don't know what Brighton are arguing. Definitely a penalty. It wouldn't have been a penalty in my day, but the game's changed. Has the game changed? It hasn't fucking changed. It's the same.
It hasn't changed.
Game. Like, I don't know why we've got to this position where things change, but the rules stay the same, but everyone claims they've changed. Nothing's fucking changed.
Thresholds, Barry, what's all that about?
Yeah.
Thresholds.
Sometimes there's a
different threshold for that.
There isn't.
It was Anthony Taylor, wasn't it? And it was thresholds. It's thresholds and tolerances and affecting play. The Everton had one at the weekend. Forest had the handball. All the things we just didn't talk about in the FA Cup 2 weeks ago. And all the things that aren't any clearer now, having those four blokes sitting in a cupboard by Heathrow Airport, are no clearer because those four blokes have told us what happened. We're still arguing, like, whether you think it's a penalty, that foul, whether you think Ola Einer's handballed it, whether you think the Everton bloke was interfering, or Erling Haaland's arse was last week, or fucking Florian Wirtz's toenail, or whatever. It's no clearer. In that case, it's a load of fucking shite. The only thing that would put me off, so my point was, I think Man U will be a team to follow the one game a week as well. But the price is going to be shit. That's the problem. You know, we've been following Fulham at 9-4 every week and getting one win in 2 or 2 wins in 3. You're not going to get the prices about Man United. There's already that Man United tax built into it because of the name. We've already, they've been shit prices every week when they were shit. So they'll be the same prices, but might just win. So I do think they'll pick up some points, but I just don't think they'll be a hugely attractive betting proposition. Arsenal, we know all about. We've said it for ages. Sometimes they won't do enough. And their entire personality as a football team is just fucking horrible. Like, even Sean Dyche, who I slag off every week, was like, why are we all rolling around holding our heads every 2 minutes? But that's they've changed the game. Like everything, the set piece, the routines, the long throws, all of that now is all changed. And it's Arteta and Arsenal that have done it. In football, it'll go on a cycle, and we'll not see it again. In 3 years, something else will be the zeitgeist. But they won't do enough in some games, but it looks like they won't have to. They're going to get away with it because they're far enough clear now. Liverpool, Man City, there's no one chasing them down, going to get close enough. Newcastle are rubbish. Villa eventually got caught out, which I think was inevitable at some point. Villa aren't good enough to not lose a game in 13, 14, 15 games. So we're going to get beat. It happens to teams. And Crystal Palace are in absolute shambles. Tottenham are rubbish, but we're going to come on to them. And I have already had a little glance down next weekend's Premier League games, Barry. And the good news is they're absolutely fucking impossible. So there's something to look forward to for Thursday night. Any of those eye catchers get on your radar at all, Barry?
I think you've covered all of the key points from the weekend, really.
Thank you very much. Just having a look back. The chat's just having a lovely time talking to each other, aren't they? Which is nice. Danny Midler's turned up. All right, Dan, nice to have you. Okay, well, we got some Champions League picks, Baz. I'm assuming you've made fewer than 4?
I've got 4 picks.
Oh, well done.
I've got 3 picks.
Else.
And then no. I've got 3
I've got 4 picks.
And a steak and Stilton Acker.
Fair enough. So, right, okay. I'll read this advert out, Baz. You listen to this. John Cullifay's buzzing about this. Underdog is your home for pick 'em entries. You can win up to 5,000 times your money. Underdog is bringing the playoff magic all playoffs long. Every playoff weekend, open the Underdog app to see what promos are waiting for you. Brand new offer. 4 new customers play $5, get $75 in bonus funds. Sign up with the code SGPN. And Rhythm has crushed NFL this season, especially on props. They were even better in the playoffs. 21 on 13 rushing attempt props, 9 and 4 rushing yard props. Really easy to sign up. You can use the house model or build your own. Get the slider sliding. Looking to go premium, you can use the promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. Download Rhythm. Use the promo code SGPN25. Right, Champions League. This is match day 7 in the competition. They have not played. Match day 6 was December the 10th, December the 9th and 10th. So it's been a little while. I'll give you a little reminder of where we are. So there's 2 games left. Arsenal are clear on 18 points. Played 8, won 8. Arsenal absolutely flying in this competition. Down to, 6th to 8th place, so 6th, 7th and 8th, the teams that auto-qualify is sitting on 12 points. The team is in 9th to 24th for the playoffs. They go from 12 points down to 7. And then you've got all the bums after that. So there's plenty to play for. But there was one place I wanted to start yet, and it jumped off the page a fucking mile, Barry. And I said we were going to come back to Tottenham.
I knew you were going to say this one. I'm in there.
So what's happening tomorrow? This is a Tuesday night game. This is 8 o'clock. So 3 p.m. Eastern time. It's Tottenham Hotspur and Borussia Dortmund. Tottenham have been a little bit of money for Tottenham, actually. They are 7 to 4 plus 175. They were plus 180. Draws 27 to 10 plus 270. Dortmund have drifted from 11 to 8 plus 137 to 19 to 10 plus 145. No.
I've got them at 29 to 20. They're about 6 to 4.
That's the fucker, yeah. 29 to 20. Hashtag maths. Plus 145. So they've drifted a little bit. But what's happening at Tottenham Hotspur? This is the board throwing Thomas Frank under the bus because they should have sacked him today. But they don't want to put, it's going to be Johnny Heitinga and the rest of the crew there. They don't want to put those boys in tomorrow to get beat to make them have a bad start. So tomorrow night is 100% Thomas Frank's last game in charge of Spurs. And part of the reason, they're not playing well at all. Frank hasn't done anything. I don't really know what's gone wrong. I haven't looked too much into it. I couldn't give a shit, frankly. But he hasn't done anything that was expected of him, improvement of the players, or the players haven't really bought into any of his methods. He's got no real excuses. But tomorrow night as well, they're entirely ravaged by injury and suspension. They had a few injuries anyway. But they've got some new injuries. Obviously, Bentancur went down last week. Palini is out. Archie Gray now looks like he's going to miss. Xavi Simons, are we allowed to do footballers who look like lesbians? We always ask that question. Xavi Simons is not out. Ben Davis broke his ankle. He had surgery today. They've got no midfielders, Barry. And I mean none. No midfielders for this game tomorrow. Oddly, Matthijs Tel, they've switched their squad around today. Matthijs Tel was one of their better players at the weekend. I still think he's a bit of a fanny, but he looks dangerous. They've taken him out the squad, out the Champions League squad, and replaced him with Dom Solanke. So Tel can't be happy with that. He's a sulky fucker anyway. So they put Dom Solanke just back from injury in the squad. Now, add in the fact that they're playing Borussia Dortmund tomorrow, not West Ham United, who couldn't win an argument before Saturday. Dortmund are 10th in this table, 1-3 drawn 2, lost 1. They're in good form in the Bundesliga. They're 6 points clear of the third place team in Germany. Have won 5 of the last 7. The only little worry for Dortmund would be the away form. They've only won sort of half the games. They've won 4 of 9 in the league. They've won 1 of 3 in the Champions League. But this version of an already rubbish Tottenham team, minus whatever they're missing in the midfield, 29-20 is a massive price for Dortmund, Baz. So yeah, it jumped off the page to me, Baz. And 20 minutes in, when Tottenham aren't winning or Borussia pushing them back, that crowd's ready to go as well. Absolutely, like that. It could go. It could turn around very, very early on, Baz.
Yeah, I mean, like you were jumping off the page, this one. I mean, you start with Dortmund. They're sitting 10th in the table, just a point off the automatic spots. They're the highest scoring team in the competition, 19 goals from 6 games. Scored 4 goals on 4 occasions already in this competition. It's just goals galore every single week. All 6 of their Champions League games went over 3.5 goals. And they're also in really good form domestically, you said, in clear second. They've gone unbeaten in 11 games, I think, now, and been full of goals domestically as well. They've scored 3 goals in each of their last 3 games. Meanwhile, Spurs, 1 win in 8, lost 3 in a row, conceded 2 or more in each of those last 3. Biggest surprise for Spurs is obviously that Frank is still there in the dugout. And I agree with you. I can't see him being there after this one. Champions League form for Spurs has been decent enough, only 1 defeat in 6. But I think we did say when the draw was made, Spurs had probably the easiest schedule in this competition of all.
Frustrating, yeah. We put them up at 7-1 to top or to make the top 8 or whatever, and they're not a million miles away. Haven't been absolute shite. If they'd been in any way competent, we thought he'd have them established as a top half Premier League team and playing well. They would have absolutely pissed this, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they've won the 3 home games in this competition, but against far less opposition than this. I just can't think there's any way back for Frank, and I think you've got to fade them here. People in the chat are coming up with everything. Take them on the money line, take them on the handicap, take the team total. Just find a way to back Dortmund. For me, it's got to be the Dortmund goals. Spurs have conceded goals, 2 or more goals in their last 3 games. Dortmund have scored 2 or more in 9 of their last 10. And 5 out of 6 in this competition. Man City were the only team that didn't score twice against. Dortmund team total over 1.5 at evens stood out for me. That would be my main pick. And I don't mind the over 2.5 as well. Dortmund to score 3 or more, 7-2. Yeah.
You're right. Everyone in the chat's all kind of on the bandwagon as well. You got a new name in the chat. Yeah, Luca. Luca talks Dons. Now, Dons, is that MK Dons? Is it Aberdeen? Or is it old school Wimbledon? Luca, we need to know. Can't be MK Dons. There's no MK Dons fans. I'm not buying that. Baz, do you want to take us somewhere else?
Yeah, I'll fire into... I want to bring the odds up. Bayern Munich versus...
Well, I've got this game as well, Baz. This is a fucking bad sign because we were terrible at the weekend.
Yeah.
Eggs in one basket again here. Bayern, this is Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Munich 1-10, minus 1,000. 10-1, the draw. Union Saint-Gilloise are 16-1, Barry.
Bit of line movement there. You get Bayern Munich at 1-9 now, Malcolm.
Oh, shit. Can empty me pockets.
Union Saint-Gilloise are still 16-1. And yeah, Union Saint-Gilloise have featured regularly on these Champions League episodes. And here I am back fading them again, I'm afraid. But I think purely because Bayern away from home is about as tough as it gets for them in the Champions League schedule. They've already had heavy defeats to Newcastle 4-0, Inter 4-0. They also conceded 3 goals at Marseille and Atletico. And I just can't see anything but a heavy win here for Bayern. Against the lesser sides in the competition, Bayern have had no trouble breezing past them. They beat Bruges 4-0. They beat Paphos 5-1, for example. Full of goals at the moment as well, domestically. In their last 4 games, they've scored 20 goals. They've just put 8 past Wolfsburg. They put 5 past Leipzig. 2 teams that you would probably put above Union Saint-Gilloise. The pick for me is going to be the handicap. Minus 2.5 is perfectly achievable for Bayern. It's 5-6 for Bayern on the handicap, minus 2.5. They've covered the handicap twice already in the competition, and they would have covered handicap in 3 of the last 4 domestically. I think this could be a massive score. I could see Bayern going and scoring 6 or 7 here. Ooh, 6, 7.
Hey!
I'm going to have a little dabble on Bayern team total as well, but at the higher end of that. So Bayern over 5.5. So Bayern to score 6 or more at 6-1, and Bayern to score 7 or more at 12-1.
Yes.
Going big. We're going nuclear on Bayern Munich here. They're gonna recoup some of the money from the weekend here.
This is one of the first things I wrote down here was this is your bet builder game. Like, I don't know what fucking legs. I'm not your mum. But this is your Bayern to score over 3.5, Kane to score 2, him to score 1. You could just get every fucker in, score goals, assists, over corners. Yeah, you win something on this. The 4.33 goals per game for Bayern in the Bundesliga is absolutely nuts. It's ridiculous. 116 drawn, 2 unbeaten. 1 5-6 in the Champions League. USG do look like lambs to the slaughter. The trick is finding a bet, Baz. You've got the handicap. But actually, I thought the lines were okay. I thought everything might be another half a goal in that direction, and it's not. The one I found was Bayern to win both halves. What you've got to bear in mind is Bayern to score in both halves is 2-5, minus 250. Bayern half-time, full-time is 2-5, minus 250. Bayern to win both halves is 5-6, minus 120. Just thought it looked off. Be furious. I don't know how they would not do that. Like, so it'd be 0-0 at half-time and they win 4-0. I'm not ruling anything out after the weekend, but Bayern to score. Bayern to win both halves is 5-6, minus 120. Bayern minus 10 for Danny. Confident play, bullish. Get your bet builders on, Dan. Wednesday night, my next pick is the 8 o'clock kickoff between Atalanta and Athletic Bilbao. Atlanta have drifted as well. Loads of line movement here, Baz. All my picks are better prices than when I picked him as well. Someone's looking over my shoulder. I thought he couldn't pick his nose. And they're pushing out every selection. They were 4-5. They're now 5-6 at Atlanta, minus 120. Bilbao, 5-2 plus 250. Sorry, the draw 5-2 plus 250. And it's Bilbao that have shortened up a little bit. They're now 100-30 plus 333 from 7-2. Just looked like a good price for a home win here. Atalanta, 5th place in the Champions League table. 1-4 drawn, 1 lost 1. 7 points from their 3 home games, including a win last time out against Chelsea. They've won 3 of the last 4 in Syria, only conceding once doing so. Bilbao are bang average. They're out of form. I saw them at Newcastle. Physically, they're all right. They're absolutely fine, but they're just not at the level required. They've got no win in 4 in La Liga. They've only got 2 away wins all season. They've got 5 points in the Champions League, so they're way down the bottom end of the table. They lost comparison games away at Newcastle and Dortmund. I'd have Atalanta maybe in that sort of second division of teams with Newcastle and Dortmund, who've already put Bilbao to the sword. I think it's a great price. I'll take Atalanta at 5 to 6, Baz.
Nice. Next one up for me is Marseille v Liverpool, which is on the Wednesday, I believe. You got the prices there, or do you want me to?
I've got them, Baz. Marseille 11 to 4 plus 275. The draw 14 to 5 plus 280. Liverpool a 9 to 10 minus 111.
So Liverpool obviously looking okay for qualification in this. Probably fortunate, really, that they've done enough before they started to hit a bit of a slide where they can't seem to beat anyone now. But they have had some really good results in this. They beat Atletico, they beat Real, beat Inter. But also then some really poor results. A heavy 4-1 defeat to PSV at home. Defeat to Galatasaray. Which, to me, tells you they aren't bankers against anyone this season in any competition. The other thing that tells you that is they've just had 4 straight draws in the league, struggling to beat anyone at the moment in the league as well.
Draws, Baz. Draws.
Fulham, Leeds, Burnley, Arsenal, draw against everyone. So 10-11 Liverpool away from home in their current form, I thought was a horrible price. I mean, it's a win here would be a big step for them in terms of top 8. But it's also a massive game for Marseille. They're sitting on 9 points, I think. 9 points, 3 wins, 3 defeats. So sitting in 16th, but not guaranteed qualification yet. So still work to do. So it's a big game for them. And they're in good enough form coming into this. They've won the last 2 in the Champions League. They've just had a good result, knocking PSG out of the Super Cup in France recently, beating PSG in the Super Cup on penalties. I think you've got to take Marseille to get something here. Marseille are 5 to 6 on the double chance at home against an out-of-form Liverpool team who aren't beating anyone. That's going to be my pick here. Marseille double chance at 5 to 6.
I looked at this game because I thought I could find an angle and I couldn't. I wanted something to do with goals because I think like teams Newcastle have played sticks in your head, doesn't it? And they beat us 2-1 and I'm not sure they should have done. But I couldn't find an angle and the goals prices were too short. So I ended up just leaving it. It is time to find out whether Barry Diaz is going to chip this penalty into the arms. What's my goalie called? Robin Bravo, isn't he? Is that him, the Canadian fella? There's not long left here, Baz. I'm going to be honest with you. And you won a penalty in the last game. Now, if you remember, Barry, I have to cut the discard pile and find a little red hand in the corner to save it. Otherwise, you've gone 3-1 up and have put the game to bed. The problem is, Barry, there's only 7 cards in the discard pile. So I haven't got much of a cutting thing. So I'm going to take this third one, Baz. So I will reveal it live on screen. Barry stepping up for 3-1 to put the game to bed. Need a little red hand. Bollocks. That is no little red hand. Barry stuck it away. No Penenka in. Robin Bravo is beaten. Barry wheels off. Wheels off to the corner. 3-1 up. Fucking hell. It's been a long time coming, Baz. I think you've dominated the second half. And eventually, in the 84th minute, gets his reward. Barry leads by 3-1. The next few episodes, when we just play out the remaining minutes, might be a particular highlight, Barry. Holy shit. Barry goes 3-1 up. Well done, Baz. Congratulations. I've got one more pick left, and it is, it's a bit of a, it's not a boring one. It's a fucking winner is what it is. Early kickoff as well on Wednesday. This is fun because we like an early play. The 5:45 kickoff between Galatasaray and Atletico Madrid. Galatasaray 9-4 plus 225, 29-10 the draw plus 290. Atletico are 21-20 plus 105. Lee says I should take me players off the pitch. I saw we should have done that for about 6 weeks, Barry, just to annoy people like we did at half time. That would have worked. So my angle here was goals. This is 18th versus 8th in the competition. Galatasaray's last 2 Champions League games both finished 1-0. They've had 3 of 6 under 2.5. Now, all of Atletico Madrid's games have gone over the 2.5, but that was a long time ago. We say that was December the 10th. Shit's changed since then. Their recent form in Spain is much more low scoring. 5 of 8 have gone under 2.5, and they're defensively very, very solid. They've only conceded 0.75 goals per game in the last 8. This is going to be a classic Atletico Madrid away performance. They're going to win 1-0. But it's a big price as well. Like, I was torn on it because the data's kind of middling, but the price isn't. It's 6-4, the under 2.5, plus 150. So at that price, I'll take a punt on Atletico locking them down and just knocking them off 1-0. Lee says everything screams cards in this game, which it does. It sounds, instinct is it sounds very niggly and fighty, doesn't it? But yeah, Joe wants the Atletico team total over 1.5. So we'll take the 2-0 win, Joe. That'll do both of us. Baz?
Yeah, I don't mind. I like the cards angle. That would be something I would be interested in this game for sure. But yeah, I've got one more pick. It's a steak and still knacker, which we normally reserve these for Premier League action. But I've gone a little bit funky with this one. I've got
celebrating that 3rd goal, Baz. So you're pushing the boat out.
Yeah, pushing the boat out. Big 40-1 treble here.
Ooh.
It's a shot on target treble, and I'm going for the big centre halves. All of the centre halves to get a shot on target. Virgil van Dijk for Liverpool to get a shot on target. Gabriel for Arsenal, and Malik Chow for Newcastle. All 1 shot on target each, 40-1.
Love it. Now, I took Malik Chow last week in the League Cup, and Botman, it was the other centre back, got one the header in the second half, and Chow never managed it. I'm okay, yeah, I don't mind that at all, Baz. It's all the rage in it. Dropping the ball under the crossbar for your centre back. Yeah. I think, Baz, I am done, Have you got anything else you want to tell the people about before we let them go?
No. I was going to add. No,
you thought about it. What's the matter? Something you want to share with the group, Barry?
Yeah, might as well, because we're under time here.
It's not a challenge to fill up an hour, by the way.
I know that.
It's just a guideline,
An hour, and then there's no time to talk the nonsense. Subscriptions, Malcolm. What's the most ridiculous subscription you've ever signed up for? Why is everything on a subscription now?
If you'd messaged me a few hours ago, I could have thought about this, because I must have subscribed to something.
I mean, subscribe every day. You want to watch a movie, subscribe. You want to listen to music, you subscribe. I mean, I'd signed a subscription for fucking boxer shorts.
You did, yes. Was there anything ever happened with that? Because didn't your nuts rub a hole in 2 pairs and you tried to send them back?
I didn't try and send them back. I just went to a different supplier.
No, okay.
So I'm still all over the bamboo shorts, but the oddballs ones have just deteriorated. Like, they're poor quality. Not happy. Danny Midler said Brazzers is the worst subscription he's ever had.
No, we're talking about silly subscriptions, Danny, not entirely sensible ones.
Literally, like everything is on a subscription now. Someone advertised an app where you could save your recipes. So you see a recipe on social media or something, you press a button, you save it to your app. And I thought, that's all right, Went in and wanted you to pay £5.99 for this app. Like, if you were charging one-off fee of a couple of quid, I might have downloaded that app. But I'm not paying a subscription for it. That was stupid. The thing that sparked this thing about subscriptions today is there's an advert that keeps coming up on my social media all the time for subscription for soap. Fucking soap.
Soap?
It's called, Malcolm, you might be interested. It's called Bob.
Yeah.
It's a reloadable soap dispenser, and it's got a brush on the end, and you just lather it up, and you get new soap delivered every month. Who's fucking
subscription for soap?
It's fucking batty. But yeah, I just got thinking about why is literally everything you've got to subscribe to now. Like, I mean, when's it all going on?
I don't know what to say. I mean, you do return to a shop and buy the same thing regularly, so in a way, that is a subscription.
I'm sure Helen has got a subscription for razor blades. Like, instead of just going to the shop and buying razor blades, every month there's fucking razor blades or fucking thing. Just so many random shit. Like,
I must have one, but I can't think of the top of my head. Like,
to be discussed, people can put in the comments afterwards if you think of any, if you've got any really ridiculous subscriptions that you're paying for. You probably don't even realize you're paying for half of them as well.
I used to be terrible for just buying things on eBay when I was drunk. Like back in the heyday of eBay when there wasn't like Amazon Prime and that. So maybe it's the early 2000s. I'd come in probably from fucking clubbing with you or whatever. And I wouldn't know, and 2 weeks later, like a cowboy hat would turn up or something like that. I bought fucking, or like a program from the time Seabiscuit won the Santa Anita Derby in 1936, like the race card, like a 1936 race card from Seabiscuit winning the 100 grander. And I would buy all sorts of tat like that. I can't think of subscriptions at the top of our head. Subscriptions for the Premier League Gambling Podcast. Francis' suggestion. It was just joined us, by the way, Frank. How are you doing? Frank fancies cards in the Inter Milan Arsenal game. I looked at that game. It was too complicated for me. I was like, I can't pick a bet in that. That's I can't do it. Yeah, so welcome, Frank.
You mentioned buying stuff on eBay and forgetting about it. I regularly buy stuff from China.
Yes.
DHgate is where, and I got a parcel today from China. I bought some earphones, headphones, earbuds, whatever you want to call them. I laugh. This is the box that come in.
Yeah.
Just says, just a generic box.
Earphones.
Wireless earphones. And then you open the wireless earphones box, and out of there comes the Apple one. You know what I mean? So
okay, nice.
Apple AirPods. But they must put them in the generic box in case customs open them and say, oh, they're just plain old headphones. But yeah.
So you don't think customs would think about opening that box as well, no?
So I put my new Chinese AirPods.
Very good. Danny's saying the subscription services where you get random board games delivered.
That's right about our street.
At the full-time whistle of kickoff, we took a long time to decide what to play. I've still got that Choose Your Own Adventure game book, that Choose Your Own Adventure book that I'll consider doing. You can shake your head, Barry, but we've just subjected people to 6 or more. I'm not saying 6, 7, 6 or more months of kickoff. So I think
definitely fuck you up at Connect 4 or Guess Who.
You couldn't. I'm not playing Connect 4. We could play Connect 4. We'll have a think. We'll take suggestions. We also said we post kickoff off to somebody, but who the fuck wants that? Do you know what I mean? Joe's asking who's going to
win that, definitely.
Is it the national championship tonight then, Joe Dollar? Is it the Natty? That's what you people call it. The college football championship tonight. Miami versus Indiana. Don't know. Yes, something, Baz. How many centenarians are there in Japan? How many people aged 100 or more are in Japan?
157.
Well, Barry, I was fucking astonished at this. 95,119.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people, that.
Bare facts. 95,000 people over 100 years old. 80% of them are women. So that's that. Right, okay then.
That is that, yeah.
That is that, you know what I mean? Phil, listen, you seem determined to get us to an hour. That filled in 8 seconds or so. Right, should we go away?
Yeah, definitely.
Right, okay then. Thanks everyone for joining us. Good luck with all your Champions League picks. I'll find out who Fiorentina are playing next week. We'll get stuck into that, and we will see you all down the road. Cheers.